Joe Burnich, BigWestMarketing.com. Once again, I'm continuing this week's little theme of general business tips. We already covered, how to look at your income, whether it be gross or net. And then we looked at what's better to set up for your business, an LLC or an S Corp. And moving on, we're going to go a little bit further because I talked about how an S Corp, if you make $30,000 a year or more, can help you save on self-employment tax in the tune of thousands of dollars, depending on how much you make. But what I want to do now is talk about how an S Corp, using an S Corp, you can actually establish business credit. Okay, as opposed to like getting a personal credit with your social security number. Now with an S Corp, another advantage besides saving on taxes is you actually can establish business credit, which is separate from your personal credit. And so I want to get into that. And so let's get started right now. Okay, once again, I'm going to refer to this book that I've been reading, The Tax and Legal Playbook by Mark Kohler. He's a CPA and an attorney, and he's got some really good stuff here, explains stuff very clearly. So we're talking about business credit, how to build business credit as opposed to personal credit. One thing I want to talk about, when I did this, I had to make sure that my personal credit was solid before I built up business credit. It's kind of, it will help you if you have a good credit score on your personal social security number. And when you go to build business credit, you want to have personal credit solid first. Okay. One thing that was kind of interesting that I learned about was that you want to make sure you have some open credit cards under your personal name. And you don't, and so what happened is I paid off all my debt a year ago. Like I got completely paid off. I mean, besides my mortgage, I got completely debt free. It was a big, long, painful process, but I did it and it felt awesome. Now, what happened, I noticed, was my credit score dropped like 30 points once I went debt free. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. And apparently what happens is they want to see some credit working as opposed to no credit working. So if you have credit cards, the rule of thumb is to keep them less than 30% of the total balance. Okay. So if you have a credit card with a $10,000 limit, you want to make sure that you have $3,000 or less on that credit card every once in a while. Okay. Never more than 30%. And if you go above 50%, then that can actually hurt your credit score as well. So holding a zero balance on your credit card for several months at a time, bad for credit score. Going above 50% of your total credit line on a credit card, bad for your credit score. Staying within around the 30% mark, good for credit score. So I hope that makes sense. That's kind of something new that I learned, and I want to share that with you guys. So once you establish your personal credit, basically you want to go get a DMB number with your S Corp. So you've got an S Corp set up. It's got its own EIN number, its own tax number. Now you want to go and get a DMB number. Sometimes it's called a DUNS number, DUNS. You're going to have to Google that and figure out exactly how to do that. I'm not going to show you exactly how to do that right now, but type in how to get a DMB number or a DUNS number. Next thing you want to do, very simple, is go get some simple lines of credit with your EIN number. And so, like for example, like Home Depot, Staples, like Verizon will allow you to do that. Office Depot, big stores like that, they will let you set up small lines of credit with your EIN number as opposed to your social security number. So get that going, and then that's a good place to start. That's where you're going to start. Build that up. Get up to 30% on those cards. Pay them off each month. Don't run up any freaking crazy amounts of money on these. Just do it very smart, consistently, and do that for 6 months. 90 days to 6 months is what they say, and you will start establishing business credit as opposed to personal credit. And then you can start getting, opening, line. You can get loans for your business that have nothing to do with you or your social security number. One way to separate yourself from the business, and if you have partners, It's one way to separate yourself from having like a partner that may do something that to harm your credit. You don't want that to happen. One way to separate all of that. Okay, and you don't want your personal. And once you get a business credit line established, you don't want your personal credit to affect that. So let's say you get a divorce and your credit goes to down the toilet. You don't want that to affect your business credit, and vice versa. If you have an issue with your business, you don't want it to affect your personal credit. So this is pretty cool. It's something you can do with an S corp. One more major advantage to having an S corp besides just tax savings. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's the path I'm on, and I thought that maybe these little tips could help some of you guys out there that are wondering, because this stuff just doesn't seem to be common knowledge. So I hope this helps. Once again, this is Joe Burnich with BigWestMarketing.com. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.